It's time for this week's episode of Brandon Sports Talk, featuring in-depth interviews from those who are trending in the world of athletics. And now, here's the host of Brandon Sports Talk, Brandon Pate.
Welcome back to Brandon Sports Talk. In today's episode, I have the privilege to interview Ronnie Hamilton, Ole Miss assistant basketball men's coach. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How about you, Brandon?
I'm doing good. Can you talk about your coaching experience?
Yeah, man, thank you again for having me on, first off, and pleasure to be on with you and to get a chance to just talk to you a little bit about basketball and things outside of basketball. But, my basketball and coaching experience is very unique, probably more so than most college basketball coaches in terms of I have a unique path. I wasn't a guy who played at the collegiate level from a basketball standpoint. I was a football guy in college, but always had a passion and love for the game of basketball. Always was a dream of mine to coach at the collegiate level. And so after I was done with my career, college-wise, playing college football, I pursued the basketball side of things. And so it's worked out for me. I've been unbelievably fortunate and blessed to work with a lot of great coaches at a lot of great universities, and it's been a joy to do it. Now going on 18 years, and I always have to kind of pinch myself because I get to live my dream every day, coaching basketball, and now at such a high level here at Ole Miss in the SEC. So again, I just really been fortunate to do what I do and been blessed. But it's been a great experience having the opportunity to impact young men and help them reach their goals and dreams and aspirations, and be a part of a team and be a part of just sports in general and all the things that it can provide for people within that realm of activity. So my experience has been great, and it's something I love to do, something I hope to have an opportunity to do for a long, long time.
Can you talk about your experience so far at Ole Miss?
Yeah, it's been great. This is our third season as a staff, being with Coach Kermit Davis, our head coach here. I was with Coach at Middle Tennessee State, and had an unbelievable run there for 4 years. I think 2 NCAA tournament appearances, 1 NIT appearance, 2 Conference USA championships. So had a lot of success, and then we were afforded the opportunity to come here to Ole Miss, which has been phenomenal. Administration led by our athletic director, Keith Carter, who was previous before him, Ross Bjork, who hired Coach, gave us an opportunity, and they've embraced us, given us all the resources that you could possibly ask for, and given us everything we need to be successful. So it's been a great 2 years. Our first year went to the NCAA tournament, which was, not expected. We were picked last in the league, and ended up playing in Columbia, South Carolina, in the first round against Oklahoma, which was a huge feat. This last season, we were a lot younger, and just kind of tells you how tough the league is. And then this year, obviously going with everything going on with COVID and the pandemic, we hope to have a season, but we really feel good about our ball club, our team we have this season. So through 3 years, it's been an unbelievable experience. The league is so good, so many great coaches, so many great rivalries, so many great players. And, as a competitor, you love to be in a league like the SEC because, the competition is fierce, and it's what you hope to play against every day.
Can you talk about your time at Middle Tennessee with the coach that came with you?
Yeah. Again, I was previous to Middle Tennessee State. I was at the University of Houston, and worked for a great head coach there, James Dickey, great staff, great city. We got let go there after 2 years. We won a good number of games, but not enough in terms of being able to keep our jobs, which is part of coaching. And so I was really lucky and fortunate that Coach Davis hired me to Middle in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. And they had a lot of success before I got there. But it was really a goal of mine to bring value to what they had already accomplished and help kind of elevate the program. And obviously it wasn't all me, but I felt like I had a hand in that in terms of, like I said before, we think of a 4-year period. Time that I was there, had the most wins in school history. So, just a ton of great memories. Beating Michigan State in the NCAA tournament, then back-to-back years winning games in the tournament, following up beating Minnesota. I think that third season, winning the Conference USA championship, getting a chance to go cut nets down in a conference tournament, which gives you that automatic bid, which is just an unbelievable feeling. Having guys have a lot of individual success, guys get degrees. So the fan base there just really embraced us, and it was just a tremendous time. Those 4 years we were there, and I think we left a permanent mark on the history of basketball, at Middle Tennessee State.
Can you talk about your time at UNC Pembroke as a grad assistant?
Yeah, that's kind of where I got my start, and I tell people all the time in terms of my career in coaching, it was the best thing that could have happened to me in terms of allowing me to even get to where I am now. Because as a grad assistant at the Division II level, which UNC Pembroke is and was at that time when I was there, I guess, like I said, 18 years ago. You're not necessarily considered a full-time coach. You're working on your master's, but it's a way to get into coaching. But at the Division II level, which is a little different from Division I, you can be involved in every aspect of the basketball part of it, meaning recruiting. You can be on the floor coaching. You can be involved in game planning. There's a little bit limited what you can do at Division I level. So at that particular time, as a guy who was trying to break into coaching and find my way and learn on the fly, I was able to really kind of just get thrown into the fire and have to figure it out. I worked for Brian Gormith, who hired me there, and then Jason Tinsley was the head coach that second season. They gave me a lot of responsibility and allowed me just to really immerse myself in all the responsibilities and aspects of coaching at the collegiate level, and has learned a ton, and it helped me going forward and for the rest of my career in coaching. And so it was, it was the best thing that could have happened to me in terms of that opportunity. And everybody has a different path, and there's no scientific formula how to, to go about moving in this profession. So there's different ways to do it. But for me personally, being a grad assistant at the Division II level really early, and it was my first job in college basketball, coaching wise, it was tremendous. Just the experience that I was able to gain and learn from and take with me, throughout my time as a coach at this level.
What have you accomplished in your career at Ole Miss so far?
Yeah, like I said, our first year here, we were picked last in the conference. They had some success before. Don't get me wrong. Andy Kennedy had been here, I think, 16 years, and really had made the program very competitive. So the cupboard wasn't big, which was good for us when we got here. There was talent here. And so that first year, again, they had finished last year before. Anytime there's a coaching change, sometimes the expectations are not as high. But for us to go to the NCAA tournament year one, win 20 games, get ranked as high as 18th in the country was huge. It was huge, and gave us a lot of momentum going forward, not just on the floor, but from a recruiting standpoint. And even just in that specific part of what we do here, the huge thing, recruiting-wise, we've been able to really recruit at a high level so we can have sustained success in this league. And, this year, like again, we're really excited about the team we have. And so our goal is to build a program and a team here that every year we get for an NCAA tournament, contend for SEC championships, and make deep runs in March Madness.
Can you talk about the recruitment process at Ole Miss?
Yeah, it's the lifeblood of every program, and so it's something that, daily, it's a daily part of what we do. And whether it's evaluating guys for, each particular class that may be upcoming, rising juniors, rising seniors, rising sophomores, So there's always that part of it, evaluating, always that part of the guys you're currently recruiting, building those relationships, and even getting to know more people around them, so you have a great understanding of the guys you're actually interested in. But it's an everyday process, and for us, the way we play and the way our culture is, we're very intentional and specific about the guys we want to recruit, things that we look for on the court and off the court as well. So the recruiting process is fun for us, because ultimately it's about relationships, and we love that part of it. Me personally, getting to know the kids, the families, the coaches, people around them, and so like I said, it's something that you have to do every day, or you get behind. But we enjoy doing it every day, because we just love that part of it and love being able to add value and talent to our program, so we can continue to have success we hope to have.
Can you talk about the difference between recruiting from a D1 level, which you were at, to a D2 level, which you were at?
Yeah, I've said this before in some different interviews and podcasts, and I think recruiting is recruiting. Essentially, you get down to the meat and potatoes of it. It's about being able to evaluate, what you value in your program. It's about being able to develop relationships, not only with the players you're recruiting, student athletes you're recruiting, but their families and the people around them. And those, over time, those relationships that you build can help, in each particular your recruiting situation. So, again, ultimately, the relationship piece is huge. But in terms of difference, to answer your question, Division I, Division II, I just think you've got to be able to, number one, evaluate for where you are specifically. And wherever you are, whether it's Division I or Division II, you're trying to recruit guys that can help you get better. So, for example, if, I'm at UNC Pembroke back 18 years ago, or there tomorrow by chance, I want to recruit guys there that can help UNC Pembroke be better than what they are currently or been before. So, it goes back to the evaluation piece. There's it's kind of this maybe false idea. You're Division II, you're trying to recruit Division II players, whatever that means. You're trying to recruit the best players that are, elevate your program. And so, be the same at Ole Miss. We're not trying to recruit guys who just can be on our team. We're trying to go recruit guys that can help us win the SEC. So that's the goal. That's I think that's kind of different, but one and the same. It doesn't change whatever level you're at, as far as trying to recruit the very best players to elevate your program. I think maybe one difference between levels is the amount of a pool of guys that can fit that criteria. There's a smaller handful of guys at Ole Miss that can really play and elevate us here in our league, or here at the top of college basketball, where we're trying to hopefully go, as far as, again, SEC championships, Final Fours, the ultimate goal, where there's a huge or greater pool of players, if you're at the Division II level, that can help you, be at the top of that particular conference or that particular division. There's some differences in terms of academic requirements, because they both have different academic standards, guidelines, so to speak, whether it be junior college. I think the high school is, if I remember correctly, there's maybe a difference in terms of, what you have to do to be eligible Division I versus Division II. So there's some difference there. But ultimately, like I said, I mean, it's recruiting is recruiting. Evaluation piece is huge, no matter what level you are, and the relationship piece is the most important thing. So I hope that kind of answers your question.
Yes, it did. Can you talk about your time playing for Duke football?
Yeah, again, that's I said it before. My path in terms of coaching college basketball is very different because I played football in college. I had two passions and two loves. Playing football was a passion, was a childhood dream to play at the ACC level. I got that opportunity at Duke. The experience there was unbelievable as far as just the people that you come across and interact with, on a day-to-day basis. And over a span of 4 years that I was there, the teammates that I played with, and even the things they're doing now, post-playing. And, I would just say in regards to actual playing experience there, it was kind of, as you look back in retrospect, it was a lesson in terms of, obviously as competitors, we all want to win as many games as possible. We want to win championships. We didn't win as much as, we'd all would have liked, my teammates and during my time there. But what I really can take from that is that, outside of wins and losses, it's more about those experiences that you have with your teammates, your coaches, being part of that university, my alma mater. So those lifelong friendships, meant even more than the actual wins and losses. But it was great. You still kind of, flash back and have memories of just, games you played against Florida State or, UNC, who's obviously our big rival. And, just all the opportunities that you got to experience being, being at Duke, being a college football player, playing in the ACC, just, again, lifelong memories that I always cherish forever.
What are some future plans for Ole Miss basketball program?
Yeah, we're still right next to it. Obviously, like I mentioned before, every day we come to work, we're trying to, not let anybody outwork us in terms of, our league, college basketball. So that's kind of a daily goal, daily mission. We want to be a program that really, really works, and kind of that's our mantra. And with that being said, again, our goal, and we're not one of those, and I'm speaking, for Coach and what he emphasizes to our guys, but, not one of those that, necessarily doesn't talk about always, hey, we're going to win this amount of games or, win SEC championships. But our daily work is what we want to reflect in terms of where we want to go with our program. And so, what we hope and envisioning is, again, the ultimate is winning championships as far as, the actual basketball piece. And that's what drives us as a staff and hopefully our players. And, but there's nothing greater feeling too. With that being said, to get in the NCAA tournament, it's just an unbelievable feeling. Been a part of several teams that have gone. It's the greatest show, in the world, kind of, so to speak. You get invited in selection Sunday and those type of things. So that's what we hope to have and see and make possible going forward, or going every year that we're here. And then, outside of basketball, just, especially with everything going on, helping our guys grow as young men off the court, helping, using that platform to bring about change outside of the game. And so those are a few things for our team, for our coaches, for our players that we hope going forward that you see with Ole Miss basketball.
What advice would you give upcoming high school athletes looking to get recruited to the next level?
Yeah, stay in the gym, keep working. I mean, that's just, I tell guys all the time, it's no magic formula in terms of being good. If you want to be good, you got to work at it. It's really, it sounds simple, but that's it. I mean, work. I have kind of a couple of cliches, and a couple of different kind of quotes, or a couple of different kind of, anthems if you will. But ultimately, if you put the work in, the results will follow. And so if you aspire to be good, you aspire to be great, you have to work as hard as you wish those things to happen. They don't happen by accident. And so, obviously, what I mentioned kind of earlier in terms of, recruiting a pool of guys that are good enough to help us here, it's a small number. I mean, you have to be really, really good, really, really elite, really talented to play in the SEC. You have to be really good to play any Division I basketball. The competition is fierce. You have to be good to play Division II basketball. I coached in Division II for 5 years, and the talent at that level is superb. And so, if you're a high school athlete, college basketball specifically, or really any sport, it's universal, and you have to put the work in to be the best you can be, to reach your goals, to get to the collegiate level and beyond. And so if it's something that you really, really want, you have to be really self-motivated, and you have to put the time in, because again, it's a lot of guys and girls that want to be good. And so if you're not working, somebody else is. And so that would be kind of my advice for any aspiring athlete, high school, even college, and really with any particular sport.
What advice would you give upcoming college coaches looking to get into the profession?
Great question. I probably can go on and on for that answer. And actually, been on podcasts where that's been the whole discussion. So just kind of in a small nutshell, I think, the relationship piece is huge. So 3 things, try to build meaningful relationships. Try to find, if you're a young coach, high school coach, college coach, and you're trying to advance in the profession, try to find, 3 or 4 older coaches that are either have walked, in your shoes, or you see have similar paths that you may want to try to walk in, or guys you just, think that have done a really good job in the profession, and try to find 3 or 4 of those that you can build a relationship with, a meaningful relationship with, and then just, seek their advice. And, you don't be afraid to get no's in terms of, I know sometimes it's hard to maybe create some of those relationships, but if you're trying, I think you'll find that people are willing to help as far as other coaches in the profession. I wouldn't be here where I'm at now if it wasn't for being blessed by others. And then the other thing is, you've got to be, I say, you've got to be willing to, in a lot of ways, get out your comfort zone. I mean, just, as much as you can be around the game, whether it's on, now there's that Zoom platform where there's a ton of great people and coaches and people involved in the game of basketball that are allowing guys to network, young coaches with other young coaches and other coaches in general. And so being seen in those ways, and, there's not as much, obviously, camps right now. It used to be, before even the pandemic, you can go and you network through camps, and that avenue is not as prevalent. But if you're out on the road recruiting, just, as much as you can possibly, be around the game, I think it really, really helps. So those are a couple things, and I think those things can obviously help you as you're trying to advance in the profession. And there's several other things that you can do as well, but really the relationship piece and just being around it as much as you can. And then the last thing I would say, so number 3, if I mentioned those 2 previously, is just do a tremendous job where you're at. Wherever you're at, and again, make it sound like a cliche, but make the big time, wherever you're at, dig your boots in where you're at right now. So if you're a high school coach, or you're a coach at, a junior college, or NAIA school, or, wherever it may be, and you want to advance in this profession, just dig your boots in and do an unbelievable job where you're at, because your biggest advocate is going to be the people that you're working with and working for at your current, place of coaching. And if they're going to be your biggest, fan in a sense of when you're trying to go get the next job, and they can say, boy, man, he was unbelievable while he was coaching here. He helped elevate our program. He did these things to make our program better. Then ultimately that's what's going to be, it's just going to help you. And so those would be three things that come right to mind that I would give for advice for young coaches.
Where can my listeners find you at on social media?
Yeah, it's a great question. So if you just go at Coach R Hamilton on Twitter, which is usually my form of social media. I'm on Instagram, but I'm not a real willing participant, so to speak, on that. I have it, more so for recruiting, going back to recruiting. But if there's something that I do participate and involved with more than any other thing in terms of social media, it'd be Twitter. So that's at Coach R Hamilton, and love for a follow. Love any dialogue. If I can do anything or answer any questions, or if there's anybody out there that wants to get in touch, I'm pretty easy to find, and whether it be email, whether it be Twitter, and so that'd be probably the best way.
Thank you again, Ronnie Hamilton, for your interview, and best of luck at Ole Miss this upcoming year.
Brandon, thanks again. Appreciate you having me.
You can find Brandon Sports Talk on Facebook at Brandon Sports Talk, Instagram at Brandon Sports Talk, Twitter at @talk_Brandon, and you can find me on YouTube at Brandon Sports Talk. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you again, Coach Ronnie, for your interview.
Thank you.
You've been watching Brandon Sports Talk. Please feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Brandon Sports Talk on social media and on YouTube.